It's time for the Wendy Williams Show. Today, newsman and talk show host Anderson Cooper dish about his favorite reality stars. Plus, the stars of Dredd 3D, Carl Urban and Olivia Thirlby. And a safari in the studio? Wendy's getting up close and personal with wild animals. Now, here's Wendy.
We've got a great show for you today, some great guests. I've got some shocking new photos of Lady Gaga, which, as shocking as they are, it makes me relate to her even more. I'll explain. Let's talk about it. It's time for Hot Topics. So, you know, no. Wow. Thank you. Hello. So school's back in session. What parent is dreading it already? It's homework, right? Yes. We're only like 2 weeks into school. I was up with little Kev, and I lie to you not. From 5 o'clock yesterday to 1 o'clock in the morning, we were working on 2 reports because he told me that said reports were due on Friday. So he had already started working on the reports, only to have to do most of the research last night and us get the report. So you know how we are as parents, ultimately speaking, especially when they don't have siblings. Doggone it, why didn't have a second child? So that they would have each other to talk to. Ugh. Anyway. So there I am, looking at the clock, knowing that my Wonder Woman alarm clock buzzes every morning at 5:30. It is 1 o'clock in the morning, and I don't know about you, but when I lay in the bed, no matter how tired I am, you know what I mean? Don't you just lay and think about the day for about 20 minutes? I look at that, 1:45 is the last number that registered on the clock. And I slept with the TV off. I've been doing that since the new season because, you know, for all my adult life, I've been sleeping with the TV on. I said, you know, let me try something new. Look what I've been missing all these years. You actually get a really nice night's sleep. But I wanted to crack his skull and choke him out. But we finished with the report, and you know, I always tell him, if I'm going to participate, then we're gonna get at least a B. You know, nothing less than a B. But there we were working. So school's back in session. Eesh. Anyway, so I missed a lot of TV last night, but I saw clips from some of the things that I wanted to see. Like, did you see Kelsey Grammer last night on Piers Morgan? You know that, some of you over there saw it. Kelsey walked out on Piers Morgan when he saw that Piers was, I guess, going to talk about his ex-wife, Camille. He happened to have seen the photo. And now mind you, Piers Morgan is a live show like this. Can you imagine a guest walking out or not showing up? Wait, because I have a plan B. I always have. I'll tell you, I'll share that for you in just a moment. But look. So, I mean, he made do. He filled in with some political experts, which, you know, wouldn't have me hooked. I wanted to hear Kelsey talk about his show Boss, which I love on Starz Network. But here's the thing. Kelsey, you've talked about Camille, and even yesterday morning here in New York, Rosanna and Steve, they talked to you about Piers. You've come here on our show and talked about Camille also, with your new lovely wife, Kate, in the audience. I've seen you talk about her. Was that a publicity stunt? Why did you walk out on Piers? Either way, I love his show, Boss. It's one of my Friday night fixes. It comes on at 9 o'clock on the Starz Network, and Sanaa Lathan has been added to the cast, and T.I. too. I know. But in the meantime, because you know, when you're a live show, you have to plan for snow days or a flat tire on a celebrity, and somehow you just don't have a guest, in which case, this is what we do. Juicy, juicy hot topics. Ask Wendy. We have lots of Ask Wendy. We would do fan out. What else do we do? Celebrity look-alike. We make a fashion show out of the staff, because there's a real interesting bunch of people. Exhibit A. and then on a snow day, you don't just worry about the celebrities showing up when you do live TV, you worry about the co-host, the studio audience. Will they make it? In which case, here's our plan B. On snow days, when we even think that the snow is gonna hit the ground, we all stay in hotels in Manhattan, so everybody's, you know, like nearby. Then we all come to the studio, and we all know, I tell everybody, be prepared to be my studio audience co-host, except for the cameramen, because they have to capture it all. And then we'll do Ask Wendy with the studio audience, juicy, juicy hot topics, and more. Like, you always have to have a plan B. Piers, that was a boring plan B. We gotta do better than political talk. Anyway, okay, so Simon Cowell may have found his new Susan Boyle last night on the X Factor. Did you see? You know who I'm talking about? The black lady with the church voice? You are my people. Her name is Panda, and as in Panda Bear. And then, we can't play her singing because some sort of musical conflict or something, but she sang the Sam Cooke song called Bring It Home, and she sang real well. I'm looking out for Panda on X Factor. Of course, we don't expect that Panda is going to win. That's a novelty act, Simon, Demi, BS, and L.A. Reid. Hey, by the way, BS is Britney Spears. Look. Look, doesn't it seem like L.A. Reid is on a totally different show than the rest? Like, there's a show going on over here with those three, and then there's L.A. in his, you can smell the money of his suit through the TV, and his class and sophistication. And then there's Demi Lovato. I really, she's just all kinds of clap, clap, clap. So, look, there's big news over at The Voice, though. Remember yesterday we were talking about Shakira, or maybe the day before, Shakira and Usher are the new judges. Well, there's now more news about Shakira, and that is that, no, that's not Katherine Heigl, that is Shakira, and she's 35, and she is with this fella right here, a 25-year-old, and apparently she's expecting her first child with Gerald. He's a soccer star. All due respect, Shakira, this is a very random look. What happened to the muy caliente? I'm not talking about the dress. I'm talking about, right, you guys, from the neck up. I'm talking out of school. Yeah, we want, if you're gonna be on, you know, a judging show and we want you to bring it, and we're not really sure about your personality, whether you can bring it, at least bring your A game like you always bring with Hips Don't Lie. And then, even if she's not a really good judge, we've got an out, because when she goes on maternity, let's lock the door behind her. So, it's been a while since we've said these words, but it's time for a Lindsay update. Hit it! I know we talked about Lindsay yesterday and the arrest and the car accident and whatnot, but we didn't do it with the old school graphic that we just did. We retired the graphic as soon as she went into rehab. But we saved it just in case she slipped. I still don't believe she slipped. Yesterday we were talking, remember I told you, I think that the guy put his knee in the way of the car. Lindsay was arrested for hitting a pedestrian with her car and then fleeing the scene. Well, the crazy part is that the car that Lindsay was driving is registered to Karen Sierra, the celebrity dentist to the stars on Real Housewives of Miami. Yeah, she's not just beautiful, she's smart, like a top flight dentist. She's got it all. Anyway, Karen sold her Porsche SUV to one of Lindsay's friends. Now the problem is that the car is still registered to Karen's, so she, the dentist, could possibly be responsible if the alleged victim sues. But now there are conflicting reports on exactly what happened right around the corner here in Chelsea in New York, outside of the Dream Hotel, when Lindsay was 2:30 in the morning trying to pull into the parking lot. That was a good backtrack, right? Thank you. Because sometimes I know when you watch the show, if you run to the bathroom, then I need to keep you up to speed. I know that's how I am. When I watch TV, if I miss something, as soon as you flush, there's so much noise that you miss the best part. Anyway, allegedly, this victim says that Lindsay was slurring her words and reeking of alcohol. Well, he also claims that he was treated for knee injury over at the hospital. Lindsay's denying that she hit the man and claims that she was sober. Police showed up to the scene and they think that Lindsay wasn't drinking, and they're reviewing the surveillance tape. My angle is, with this particular story, that Lindsay should not be driving. First of all, it was 2:30 in the morning. This man could have been, and I don't know this is in my mind. I can say what's in my mind, yes, David? Okay, thank you. I know, but because my executive producer's over there and the lawyer lady's upstairs. I gotta be easy. All right, I'm gonna say what's on my mind. What I believe is that Lindsay does not need to be driving. We've already talked about this. And what I also believe is that Lindsay is sober because she knows her big look is coming up in November with that Liz Taylor movie on Lifetime. And what I also believe is at 2:30 in Manhattan, when a man is walking and he sees a Porsche, but he might stick his knee in the way. And also, this is a really litigious society, and I think it's disgusting. People just love to sue. You drive a nice car, they hit their brakes, so you rear end them, they sue. You invite your very good friends over to your house, all of a sudden they want to fall down your steps and sue. Right? I hate it. So, anyway, here's the new poster for Liz and Dick, which, like I told you, comes out, November 3rd. Look, that's gonna be good, right? On Lifetime, on Lifetime. Do we have time for more stories? Okay, you're gonna love Lady Gaga like you've never loved her before if you're a person who embraces other people's flaws. Because if you have flaws, you like to see them in other people. It makes them more real and relatable. Do you understand me? Yes. Okay. Do you remember I was telling you that Lady Gaga fell asleep in a giant bottle of perfume at her perfume launch party for her new fragrance Fame the other day? I was telling you? Well, now we may know why. She was smoking pot. No, not at the party, in Amsterdam at a concert this week. It's legal over there. There she is on stage. Gaga's looking a little like Legendary Winehouse there, right? Just a little slouchy and scraggly, but you know, she's performing, she's hot, you know, when the hair goes akimbo. Anyway, she told the audience, as she was taking her pulls, that marijuana is a wondrous drug. She said that she's smoking pot to help her cut down on her drinking. She says it makes her more spiritual. And it looks like it also is making her more hungry. And here's the relatable picture. No, we paid $250 for that picture. Keep it up. I know, pictures are expensive. I mean, Gaga, that could be any girl from Red Bank, New Jersey. You know, just, right, girls, lift up your dress. Can we talk? Okay. She said no. She said, I don't think so. The girl in the middle in the front row, get her, Rambo. She's like, no, Miss Wendy, no, we can't talk. Well, you're about 25. Give it 10 more years. Then you'll be able to understand. I'm playing with you. Look, I don't like the idea of celebrities sharing their smoking with us. Now, I'm no cornball, and I'm cool as I don't know what when this show goes off. But I'm gonna tell you, personally speaking, I don't think that it's cool that celebrities tout. What did that say? I have to stop talking? I do. I just don't think it's cool. I think that if you want to smoke pot, then fine. And, you know, to legalize it is still a big debate. But I do have to say that Gaga's got a lot of young fans, and sometimes smoking pot is the gateway drug if you don't know how to handle yourself. That's all. Look, we have a great show planned for you today. The stars of the new movie Dredd 3 are here. That's Carl Urban and Olivia Thirlby. Plus, Dave Mizajewski is our friend with the wild animals, and he's here to show us a thing or two. He's even got an anaconda. But up next, the one and only Anderson Cooper is here. Don't miss it. Is the only person that I know who feels as comfortable in the middle of a war zone as he does interviewing Honey Boo Boo Chow. Please welcome Anderson Cooper.
I'm glad to be here.
I find that to be so interesting about you is that you, from Warzone to interviewing, I know you love reality TV.
I do.
We have
love
a lot
me some
in
Honey
common.
Boo Boo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're serious but silly. You just seem like such a fun guy.
Yeah, you know, I actually watched, I mean, has everyone watched Honey Boo Boo?
Yes.
Yeah, I like to prepare for an interview,
Yes.
like as you do. So I watched a Honey Boo Boo marathon all weekend long. I'm fully. And what I love about Honey Boo Boo is every time they show the outside of their house, there's a train going right by the outside of their house. And I asked June, the mom, like, how often does that train go by? And she's like, well, on a good day, every 15 minutes. It's like, wow, that's a lot of train.
Well, congratulations, too, on the second season of your show.
Yeah, Anderson Live. Yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
So now, although I have to say, Anderson, when I would watch your old show and the sun peeking through,
it was a nice set.
It would make me feel so good.
It was pretty, but the problem was we couldn't be live out of there, and I really like live TV.
Yes.
I like the energy of it, like you know.
Yes.
And also it was so bright because the window.
Yeah.
Sometimes like our guests would, like Joan Rivers was on the show and literally was crying because the light.
The light was so bright.
It may be because she can't blink. I don't know. But, no, I say that with love because she's great.
And thank you. I know it's been many months, but thank you for having me at your home.
Yeah, you were in my house. I was so excited.
Because you didn't know me from a can of paint. I could be a thief.
I look up and it's quite a sight to look up and it's like, wow, Wendy Williams is in my house.
Yes.
Yeah. They're.
There we are at the picture booth.
Yeah, at the picture booth. Man, I look sweaty there.
We want to know why? Because everybody was drinking.
Yeah, there was
it
a lot.
Late.
There was a lot going on.
You know who I met at your house that, God, I'm dying to have on our show? Liam Neeson.
Oh, Liam Neeson was there.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Because I'm a tall woman, and
Right.
just to see another tall man, and
he's big. He's broad-shouldered.
I was hypnotized. And so anyway, but so many great people were there, and then you had the photo booth, which was, and now you have a photo booth at your show.
Yeah, Kelly Ripa is the one who turned me on to this photo booth.
She was at the party too.
She had, and everybody looks good in this photo booth.
Yes.
So she had it at a birthday party, and so then I had it at this book party we had for Andy Cohen, and so now, yeah, I have it on the show, and I tweet out I Instagram the pictures all the time. Everyone looks good. It's really nice.
That is a great idea.
And what's fun about it is the drunker you get, I mean, I'm not a big drinker, but the drunker everybody else gets, the more photos you take.
Exactly.
And the better the pictures get. Yeah.
Me and my crew left with a stack.
I gotta say, I was very worried having you in my house because you had on very big heels. I live in an old firehouse.
Yes.
And there's an old spiral steel staircase that goes through the whole building. And at one point, like, I look over and Wendy is going down this spiral steel staircase. And I was thinking like lawsuits. I imagine her falling.
I was with, all right, my friend Jason, who's one of the producers here.
Right.
He was up at the top to be sure that I'd be okay.
Oh, you had like a whole crew.
Yes.
Like you had a front person, a back person.
Yeah, and then Antoine, who does my wigs, you see he's got 2 drinks in his hand. He's holding mine while I'm getting upstairs. But it was a wonderful party, and you're a terrific host. Now, the thing about the firehouse, it's such a brilliant idea because there's space for days.
Yeah.
What made you decide to
I've always liked weird spaces, and as a kid, I would go by firehouse and it'd be like, wow, imagine how cool it'd be to live in one of those. And I was reading the paper one day, and there was one for sale. And
was it I don't mean to count money, but was it inexpensive?
Well, no, I mean, it's New York, so everything's
Yeah,
crazy expensive.
yeah.
But relatively speaking, for the amount of space,
Right.
it was relatively inexpensive, and no one was really buying it because everyone was like, why would I want to live in a firehouse? And it was funny, Gayle King was at that party as well.
I didn't see Gayle.
Yeah, she came, and she was touring around, and I gave her a tour, and about halfway through, she was like, how'd you find out about this space? Like, I didn't know this was a party rental space. I was like, this is not a party rental space. I live here.
And the thing is that there's so much space. I don't even remember bedrooms. All I know is that there was lots of space.
There's one bedroom. It's the largest one bedroom in the
Really?
planet. Yeah, it's 4 stories and it's one bedroom because I don't want guests.
Yeah,
so I don't
yeah,
want to encourage
yeah.
guests.
That's
Yeah.
terrific.
Yeah.
So now,
And there's a stable in the back for horses because the original.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the original fire engines were horse-drawn back in 1906 when they built. So yeah.
So what do you have back there? A
Nothing.
tent and
No,
a,
I
you don't
just
have-
got. There's like a 2-story stable building that
Yeah.
I don't have horses because
God.
that would be
Wow.
crazy.
So now, your nickname is the Silver Fox.
I have nothing to do with that.
Your hair is beautiful. You know I'm a hair person.
Yes.
How long have you been
This is
gray?
a weave, actually. I don't like to talk about it. You know, you don't like to ask white men about their weaves, but
When did you get your first gray?
I started going gray when I was like 20, and which was a shock. It was a little bit weird, and then by 26, 27, I was really gray. And there was a moment I was like, I once asked my barber, like, should I color this? What would it take to color it? And he
Yes.
explained the process. And like I'd seen people in like salons sitting there with like old copies of Rosie with like tinfoil in their hair.
Yes, yes.
I was like, I'm vain, but I'm not that vain. I
But,
cannot do that.
okay, right here, you're on TV.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
me when I was like 22. I have a little gray there. You can't really see it, but that was me
So you've always
in
been good
Rwanda in
looking.
the genocide. Yeah, and that was in '93.
Yeah, you are.
I was doing kind of an '80s swoop, flock of seagulls swoop right there.
Yeah. Well, serious news journalism is I guess your main thing, because that's what we knew you first
Yeah,
from.
it's my first love. It's
Before
what I
Honey
love.
Boo Boo Chow.
Before Honey, yes. Yeah.
But what's your guilty pleasure on TV besides Honey Boo Boo? What do you,
Oh
what do you
man,
love?
I mean, there's so much. I love me some Real Housewives,
What's your favorite franchise, or you don't have one?
Atlanta is what was my. I mean, Nene was my first love.
Yes,
I
yes,
must admit.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, Nene.
And I feel like I spotted Nene early on
As a star.
as a star, and I was talking Nene up for a long time. Like Ellen had never watched Real Housewives, and I was on, and I was like, you got to find out about Nene.
Yes.
And she later called me up. I don't really know Ellen.
Yes.
She got my number. She called me up, and she was like, I just want to thank you for bringing Nene into my
Yeah.
life.
Now, do you watch her sitcom New Normal?
I haven't seen it yet. I'm dying to see
It's
it. Yeah,
cute.
because my friend Andrew Reynolds, who was in Book of Mormon, is a star of it.
And I heard that you love Mariah Carey for the cuckoo crazy in a good way.
I
The way
love Mariah Carey.
She's
of
like
course.
cuckoo crazy
Yes.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, did you see Mariah Carey on QVC?
oh no, it was HSN, and I
HSN,
did
yes.
see it's viral. Oh, she was loopy.
You got to Google Mariah Carey HSN like crazy, and this whole montage pops up. I mean, it was incredible. It was like, butterfly, butterfly, like, take camera 2. No, don't take camera 1.
This
it was
is
like
why the new
she
season
became-
of American Idol is going to be so good for
Yeah,
us.
yeah, yeah. Well, you know, it was funny, actually, I was at a party with Andy Cohen, who had that book party years ago, before Andy Cohen was really well known, and it was an Oscar party in L.A., and Mariah Carey walks by.
Uh-huh.
I don't know Mariah Carey. I would never in a million years deign to even talk to Mariah Carey because I'm so shy. Andy, who was, at that time, nobody, wasn't well known, taps her on the shoulder. She's passing by and goes, Mariah. And she looks at him like, what? And he goes, you're on fire.
Keep the laughs coming. Up next, we're going to hear how Anderson grew up as a part of New York royalty and why he decided to come out this past summer. Keep it here. We're back with Anderson Cooper. And on your show, or excuse me, we talked about the live TV earlier.
Yeah.
Were you nervous about not just live TV for this new season, but you also came back after the announcement that you came out?
Right. I wasn't nervous about it. I mean, I've been out since high school. I came out to my friends, my family, and stuff, and I've always been out at work. And I just, as a reporter, you don't really want to be the story, and so I just never felt it was appropriate to really talk about in a work context because it just wasn't. It seemed like inserting myself into a story, but at the same time, I didn't want to send a message that there was anything I was embarrassed about or ashamed about, and I didn't want to give an impression to any young people that there is anything to be embarrassed about being gay, and there isn't, and I just wanted people to know that I'm very proud and couldn't be more happy and comfortable.
And I'm sure it's just relieving. Now the whole world knows. Okay, so I want to talk about your legendary mama. Because she's the tops. She's the upper strata. Gloria Vanderbilt bottoms all the top.
You remember that commercial?
Because I'm 48
Bobby
to you're
Schwartz
45. Bobby Schwartz, the black man at the piano. And your mother's genes, what I loved about them, although I loved Dal Sassoon and Cash Sherrill, your mother was more forgiving to us softer women with, you know, a little bit more shaking going on. And that little swan on the front and the name on the back was everything. I had the corduroy skirts, I had the jeans. You know, those corduroy skirts.
You paid for my college, basically.
Yeah. Listen, because your mom's blouses fit my big broad swimmer's back with the swan. Down.
She'll be thrilled, I'll tell her.
So what was it like having a famous, iconic mom growing up?
You know, I mean, I didn't know my mom was famous until, like, the Genes started to become very successful, and my brother and I would play this game of how many women's butts could we see with my mom's name on them. And so we would literally count all day long, just like ladies' butts. And which really I had no interest in, but I was actually looking for the name, but
you never thought that, because I heard a story about you stealing cutlery. So apparently you always thought the financial bottom was going to drop.
See, my dad was from a very poor family in Mississippi, and so he was a writer. But you know, that side of the family seemed much more real to me than my mom's side of the family. She came from a kind of a very broken family.
Your dad's the Cooper?
Yeah, my dad's Cooper, and so I was very close with the Cooper side. I didn't really know much about the Vanderbilt side, and so I always felt, you know, my mom and my dad both always stressed the importance of achieving something of your own and not kind of, you know, just taking anything for granted. So I always was very concerned about like financial security. So I started working when I was 10 because I wanted to earn my own money because I thought one day if we all go broke, I'll need to support myself.
Right.
And I used to steal cutlery. I worked as a model when I was a little kid because it was the only job you can get when you're 10.
Yes.
And then I used to steal cutlery on airplanes.
Not on airplanes. Tell them which airplane.
Well, that was the funny thing is every time we were on an airplane, I would steal the cutlery because I thought, well, one day I'll need to have a house of my own and I'll need cutlery and this will be in case we go broke. But we were on the Concorde.
Concorde,
yeah.
That's it.
And so I found a couple years ago the box of cutlery that I had amassed.
Yes.
And it was all little tiny cutlery. I don't know what I was thinking, that I would live like in a little house with mice.
I love that story.
Yeah.
I love that story because for a person who belongs to a dynasty family, even through the TV, you just seem like such a real you seem like one of us.
Yeah.
And that's what we love about you.
Oh, yeah.
So now, Anderson, before you go,
okay.
I got you something Wendy show style for your new office.
Excellent.
Because I know you have a new studio. John, don't turn it around. Just this is John. Yes.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
Anderson, honey boo boo for you.
Oh my God.
Anderson, it's so nice for you to come by.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is Anderson Cooper, everybody. Anderson Live airs weekdays. Check your local listings. We'll be right back. It's always an adventure when our next guest stops by. Well, today is no exception, because he brought along some wild animals from all around the world. Please welcome back to our show our friend from the National Wildlife Federation, Dave Mizejewski. Dave! Okay, Dave, as usual, I am frightened, but I'm trying to will myself not to be because animals smell fear, and I've got my flats on, and I've got my gloves. Before we get started, any safety tips today?
Well, you're gonna be totally safe, but like with any animal, just don't put your hands near their mouths and you'll be totally fine. Yeah.
Let's bring out our
You
first...
don't seem convinced.
Let's bring out our first guy. Is an anaconda.
So I brought animals from all around the world. This is a species that lives in South America, and If you want, Wendy, you can step between us and grab the middle here.
How much does this
You
weigh?
can see this is probably about a 50 or 60 pound snake.
Oh my gosh!
It's only about 9 feet long. These guys can get to be almost 30 feet long. This is the largest,
How old is this?
heaviest...
Oh, I have to let go. There's something spiky underneath. What is that?
Well, you know what? Actually, these snakes are very primitive, and they have remnant legs and these little spurs
Dave,
that stick
I'm
out
letting go,
in the
please.
males.
I felt something spiky stick me in the glove.
And you know what they do? The males actually kind of tickle the females as a way of courting them with those little spurs.
How you doing?
These are incredibly strong snakes, so they're constrictors. I want you to do something. Take a deep breath, let it out. If this snake was trying to eat you, it would squeeze you right then.
Tighter than my belt?
Yes. So you wouldn't be able to inhale. And that's what they do with their prey. When these guys get to be full adults, they can eat things as big as caimans, which are like alligators, and even jaguars. Amazing, amazing animal.
What?
They don't attack people, though.
Equate it to a dog. Could they eat a full-grown poodle?
Absolutely. Absolutely. When they're full grown. When they're full grown. So, and you can see how much we're struggling with it right now. I mean, it's really, really, really strong.
He's really shiny and beautiful.
One last thing about it that I think is neat. If you look at the eyes and the nose, they're at the very, very tip, and of course he's going to turn his head the wrong way. That's because these animals...
because you're the next victim.
These guys, they live in the water, and their eyes and nose just stick out, and they camouflage the entire rest. All right,
Yes,
let's go on to our
David.
next guy.
Yes.
As we wrangle. All right,
A
you're going to
mess.
love this next one. You've seen The Lion King, right?
Look, it's between her legs.
You've seen The Lion King.
Oh, what is that? That's a warhog.
This is the warthog. Come here, buddy.
That's a form of pig, correct?
Yes, it's a warthog. It's an African wild pig species. We're trying to get him on his bottles here so you guys can see him.
bacon.
Yeah, he's just a baby. He's about 5 or 6 months old. Now, this is a species that lives in Africa.
How cute are you,
I
though,
think
in a
they're
weird
adorable.
kind of
I mean,
way? Yeah.
they're so ugly, they're cute, right? Right?
Now, is the fur rough?
His fur is kind of rough, and you know what? He actually has this mohawk. When he gets a little spooked in the wild, they'll kind of stick their hair up, and then their tails go up too. So why don't we bring out our next guy too?
You know, Dave always says, don't name your wild animals, or don't name. He's alone by himself for a moment. He can run anywhere.
All right, so this is an animal from North America.
That's the beaver.
A North American beaver. We're going to see if she's going to eat some of these potatoes here. Or she's just going to kind of hang out there.
Is that a she? You said that's a she.
It is a she. Her name is Bibi. We've given these guys names because they're so cute, right?
Yeah, hi,
So this
Bibi.
animal's from North America. We've done South America. We've done Africa. This is a species that was almost totally wiped out in America because of unregulated hunting and that kind of thing. And so now we've protected them and we've reintroduced them. They're found in all 50 states. Check out this tail.
Do you mind if I touch it?
Yeah, you can touch her tail. They use this tail for swimming.
Oh, it feels hollow in the middle.
Yeah.
And,
it's not actually hollow, but yeah, they use that for swimming. They're powerful swimmers. They actually create ponds. These animals can actually chew through trees and knock them down and create dams. So they create ponds where other animals live, so they're really important out in the environment.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so we have actually one more animal, sort of the big finale.
By the
animal
way,
that I
have you
definitely wanna
noticed the
get to.
pink carpet runway for the animals?
I like your leopard print gloves, by the way.
Yes, yes.
All right, so last animal is adorable.
Okay.
And it's probably one I don't think I've ever brought on before.
Okay.
Well, let's see, maybe there we go.
A monkey!
A vervet monkey, okay? So let's see if we can get him to eat some grapes for us. You wanna, there we go, buddy. So this is an African species. Really, really cute. Up, and he's gonna head back over there. But check this out. Watch. He's gonna shove these grapes in his mouth. He's got these really cute little cheek pouches.
Cute, though. You can see why people want to have a monkey as a pet.
They don't make good pets.
No.
And these guys live in special facilities that have special vet care. But listen, if people want to help wildlife,
yes,
they can check out my website with National Wildlife Federation. It's nwf.org/naturegeek, because that's my little name.
Yes.
If you guys want to help protect these wildlife, check that out.
Dave Mizejewski, everybody, thank you so much for stopping by again and bringing these fabulous animals. Again, for more information, the National Wildlife Federation, visit wendyshow.com. Up next, the stars of Dredd 3 are here. Oh, we'll be back. Burst on the scene this weekend with the highly anticipated, darkly intriguing, action-packed movie, Dredd 3D. Please welcome Carl Urban and Olivia Thirlby. meet you, Carl.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to have you here. I called you Thrillby in the beginning, and so I'm sorry about that,
You
Miss
wouldn't be
Thrillby.
the first.
Yes.
A lot of people call me Thrills, actually. It's a nickname that I have, and it's for that very reason.
Does your mother know? You guys are a handsome couple. You walked in holding hands like a couple.
We're a team. We
Yes.
are a team.
We are a team.
Well, good for you guys, and congratulations. You know, their movie is getting a lot of buzz.
Yeah.
And it's also based on a comic book.
That's right.
Yes. Carl, what did you tell producers? Well, first of all, tell everybody the premise of the movie.
Premise of the movie is basically this is a day in the life of Judge Dredd. He's a futuristic law enforcement officer. On this day, he gets assigned a job to assess Anderson. And she's a rookie, and she's going through a test to see if she's going to become a fully qualified judge. It's like a future cop. In the course of the day, things go really bad, and they get trapped in the building, and there's a bunch of people that don't want them to leave.
Cult following, big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, now your costumes were very heavy, and I would imagine very hot. But you were a fan, I was reading about you, you're a fan of the Dredd comic book.
Yeah.
And you told, not the producers, but the casting people, that you wanted to keep the helmet on the whole time?
Well, this is the thing about Judge Dredd, is that he never removes his helmet, ever.
Yeah.
You never see what he looks like. And I read the script, and that's the way that it was written in the script, and I was relieved because the guy's an enigma. He's like, think about it, he's like Batman without the Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, wow.
You know, it's kind of cool.
And so, about the costumes, they filmed this in South Africa?
Yeah.
Very hot during the summer? I mean, what were the costumes made of, Olivia?
Leather. Yeah, leather, very tight leather. And it took about 2 people to help me get into them every morning. And so then there were the pants and the jacket, but then there was a layer of body armor that zipped on top. So there was a lot of costume, and it was very heavy costume.
And you kept them on the whole time. They wouldn't let you unzip them in between because it took so much time.
Well, sometimes there was a battle between takes because they would call cut, and
Did you lose any weight with these?
I was always the first one being like, please unzip me, please, please, just the first layer, just the body armor.
Yeah.
That's all I want. And they would be saying, don't unzip, we're gonna go again right away.
Yes.
And
She would literally have a team that would swarm and like zip and fans
That's
going.
why they pay you actors the big bucks, though. They have to go through a lot. Now, I don't know whether you know Olivia from the movie Juno, but that's where I first met you. You know, by seeing that movie. And your hair, it was one of the things that, you know I'm a hair person. So when I see hair that I would love to have as a wig, it's your hair. Except you cut it for Dredd. We cut our hair.
we cut our hair.
It's really cute, though.
Thank you.
So what was the process? You got the role and then they told you to cut it?
Yeah, well, the character Anderson exists in the comics, and she's got a blonde bob, so we were being very truthful to the source material in every way, and it seemed like the hair definitely had to be a part of it. But I was excited for a change.
For a change.
I had always had very long, dark hair, and I think it was like a proper moment in my life to change it up a little bit.
And then the blonde, did you decide you didn't want to keep the blonde?
You know, it was fun for the 3 months
High
of
maintenance.
shooting. But I prefer myself as a brunette.
Yeah.
And also my hair grows fast, so we had to do my roots every 9 days.
Oh.
And that's a lot of stress on your hair. So I was ready to kind of give my hair a break after that.
Olivia does an incredible job in this film. She is a kick action hero in this movie. She's just
Wow.
Well, thank you, Carl.
Now, Carl, you live in New Zealand with your wife and kids?
That's correct, yeah.
And how did you meet your wife?
I met my wife, she used to be a makeup artist, and we
Oh.
met on a job. And I just did everything I could to stay in that makeup chair for as long as I could.
Yeah. Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
And then you come over here, you do your acting, and then you go back home to New Zealand.
That's right, live in New Zealand.
Got it. Now, and Olivia, you grew up here in New York in the East Village? I know.
Yeah, represent.
Did you always want to be an actress?
I did, yes. From a very young age, I think that was just always my favorite kind of thing to do, is play pretend. And
Do you still have family in the East Village?
all my family.
That's perfect. So you're here in New York. You're going to go
Yeah.
over there afterwards and have something good to eat.
Yeah, actually, I was with my family last night for Rosh Hashanah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. I want to thank both of you for stopping by, and I wish you well with your new movie. It looks like it's going to be another hit. Dredd 3D opens in theaters tomorrow, and we'll be right back. Keep it here. Welcome back. If you're ever in the New York City area, come by and be a part of my beautiful studio audience. Our studio is on West 26th Street here in Chelsea. Go to wendyshow.com. The tickets are free. We'll be right back. Doing. So tomorrow on the show from Dancing with the Stars, Apollo Ono is here with Karina Smirnoff, and Sesame Street's Big Bird stops by. I love you for watching today, and I'll see you next time on Wendy. Thank you.